The following feature presentation is part of the Skywalking Network.
This is what you can look forward to on episode 449 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
A living nightmare stalks the universe.
Has Star Wars gone back to the 1950s?
And I am certain this was a big inspiration to Dave Filoni.
Nothing says Star Wars like a giant purple people eater in space. What were they smoking in the Marvel offices?
Why does Spider-Man keep his hostess snacks? He's got no pockets.
Yeah. You know, he must have had his Funkin' Wagnalls. By the Emperor's robe, what have we blundered into here?
Are you ready?
Welcome to Neverland.
Here we go.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
When I first made Star Wars, everybody in Hollywood said, well, this is a movie Disney should have made.
You're more than just fans. You're family.
Best day ever!
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Hey.
When you use a bird to write with, it's called tweeting.
When we visit the world of Disney, we never grow old. It's a Peter Pan, Never Land that keeps us young in heart.
This is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you are skywalking through Neverland. I have a good feeling about this.
Hey, Skywalkers! We are warning you now. This issue of the classic Marvel Star Wars comics is the trippiest you'll ever see. But a major plot device Filoni uses in Rebels and Ahsoka probably got its inspiration with this issue. Oh, so much to talk about. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. But for right now, we want to welcome you back to Skywalking Through Neverland. I am Richard Woloski, but now everyone please say hello to my sweetie wife, Sarah, and she is no Jedi.
At least that's what these Ahsoka ears say, which I just noticed like right now. It has, I am no Jedi.
Yeah.
On the edge.
All the new Ahsoka merchandise all says, I am no Jedi.
Yeah, which is a line Baylan Skull, the first line he says in the Ahsoka series. Interesting.
Running theme. So are those Baylan Skull ears you have on your head right now, or are those Ahsoka ears?
These are definitely Ahsoka ears designed by Ashley Eckstein. And Brett Iwan also helped design this collection. Yeah. This new Ahsoka collection that has a lot of denim in it. In the clothing, anyway. Not the ears. The ears were my favorite part. That's all I purchased out of this collection.
Clothes just don't have enough denim these days. We need more denim in clothes design in 2024.
Well, we want to know what you think of this new collection at Disney parks. Let us know, Skywalkers. All right, well, this is the enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, and pop culture fandom.
And Halloween.
Halloween fandom.
As we stated last episode, we're going to start incorporating Halloween as of now.
Yes. Okay, well, we better write that in the show notes. All right. So imagine a big Wookiee hug from all of us. And a little sprinkle of pixie dust. And also a Halloween boo. I don't know.
Or a witch cackle, because that's the sound effect I have loaded up.
There you go. For our family of Skywalkers. Right now, we are recording this live on the Skywalking Through Neverland YouTube channel. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and then click the bell for notifications, because this really is the best way to go over these classic Marvel Star Wars comics, because you get to see them as we talk about them, see each page, see each panel, and we do a lot of work beforehand to make it easy for us to really talk about this issue while you see it on screen. So we do a lot of work in the beginning.
Oh yeah, in the pre-production.
Pre-production, yeah.
Yeah, and like we were saying on the last episode, we need a couple of more subscribers to hit that 8810 mark. Yes. And some of you Skywalkers said, okay, we'll do it. We're on it. So we got a few more subscribers, but we're like 3 or 4 less than 8810.
Okay.
So we need just a few more of you just to hit that subscribe button, or once again, go grab someone's phone or go get on someone's computer, go to the library, and just start punching it all up and subscribing on their library system.
There you go. All right, in this episode, we are so excited. We are going to break down the classic Marvel Star Wars comics issue number 46 from 1981.
This is my issue. I'm holding in my hand, and this issue is an issue that Sarah will never touch. No, do not touch. Do not touch.
I was actually moving it out of the way because you're in the way of the notes.
Okay, sorry. I want to show everyone my issue. No. When Sarah touches things, I don't know why, but they happen to get lost or get broken.
Unless it's technology related.
But this is not technology related.
No, it's not.
So therefore, you're either gonna lose it, I don't know how, or you gotta break it. Come on, don't deny it.
That's why I need new things all the time.
Okay, I'll put my comic over here where it's very safe.
Okay. Well, this issue is called The Dreams of Cody Sunn-Childe, or is it The Dreadnaught Devourer? This issue is unlike any other up to this point. We're going to go over everything, and it would not be a bad idea to have a dictionary standing by, Skywalkers, so get out those phones.
Phones.
I know, right? That's where the dictionary lives
That's
now.
very, very true. Yep. When I was growing up, we had my Funk and Wagnalls dictionary.
I'm sorry, excuse you?
The Funk and Wagnalls or Wagnalls. That was the name of the dictionary. It was very, very common to have someone say, "Go get your Funk and Wagnalls."
Okay.
That means
what?
Go get your dictionary.
Just say dictionary.
If you want to, but the cool kids said Funk and Wagnalls. Saying it now, it seems ridiculous.
You have a very different definition of cool.
Yeah. I'm talking like back in the 70s and 80s. Cool had a whole different meaning. But speaking of cool, we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations. And they are a diamond-level Disney vacation planner travel agency and can help you book your trip to a Disney park around the world. And best of all, their service is free of charge. So head over there to smallworldvacations.com for a no-obligation price quote and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Now,
all right. Oh, go ahead. This is your turn.
Okay. We are recording this episode from Long Beach, California on January 31st, 2024. So, Richard, what happened today in Star Wars history?
Well, something very major happened today in Star Wars history. On this date, January 31st, 1997, 27 years ago. Let that sink in.
Oh my God.
The Star Wars Special Edition was released. And it was released in January because is there a possibility a re-release of Star Wars could ever become successful? Because everyone has it on home video or Laserdisc, so why bother going out to the movies to see it? That's why they kind of dropped it into the month of January, and boom! Did it hit very, very big. Now, it scored the #1 spot for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, okay? And, okay, let's roll the trailer, okay? So everyone can see this. Now, the trailer came out the summer beforehand in 1996 with Independence Day. And talk about scoring your audience. Because the audience of Independence Day were all huge Star Wars fans. And I went to go see Independence Day because I knew that the Star Wars Special Edition trailer was going to be shown. And I remember the audience just going ballistic at this trailer.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
So we are showing it on screen right now. I have it muted just because.
All right.
Yeah.
So it got to the #1 spot for 3 weeks. And guess what movie knocked it out of its #1 spot?
Empire Strikes Back.
The Empire Strikes Back Special Edition.
Yeah.
Now, the special edition here of Star Wars grossed $138 million.
Wow.
Now, they were hoping for like $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got $138 million.
Well, I mean, for me, this is the first time I had finally seen this on screen. I was the next generation from Richard. I was one of the kids who'd only been introduced to Star Wars through VHS or a recording from, TV. And
so this is the first time you've seen it on the big screen.
On the big screen.
Because there were other like little releases and charity releases.
Oh, no. This was the first time. I was 15, and in March was my 16th birthday, so Return of the Jedi was big. Like, I had a whole party where it was all based on Star Wars, and I had all my friends. We all went to the movie theater, the new stadium seating theater. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. And yeah, we had like a whole Star Wars themed 16th birthday party for me.
I didn't get my invite. Now, as we're watching on this trailer, there's also a tease for The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Now, at this time, there was no mention of that. We all knew that the special edition of Star Wars was coming out, but I know I didn't know about the Empire and Jedi special edition, and if I didn't know it, chances are a lot of other people didn't know it. Oh, I didn't know what to do with myself. No, we just don't get one movie. We're getting 3. We're getting all 3 special edition films, and I knew at that time there were a lot of stuff cut out. So I just my brain was going back and forth. What are they going to put back in there?
Yeah.
We knew the Jabba the Hutt scene was going to be added to Star Wars, and I'd seen some thumbnails and pictures in some magazines of the space battle, and I thought, oh, of course they're going to add the Biggs Anchorhead scene. They've got to add that.
But they did not.
No, they did not.
No.
But for Empire and Jedi, there weren't any like major scenes cut out like there were, like there was of Star Wars.
Cut out or cut in?
There weren't anything cut out of the theatrical
original
edition. Yeah.
Got it.
Maybe like the Han and Leia in Cloud City when Leia's like, okay, something's not right here. That was all different in one of the versions. But that version, the original shot version, was not included in the special edition, which I thought maybe it would be. But they went back to the original version where Han is like, nah, don't worry, 3PO is going to show up. Don't worry about it. It's 3PO. But in the original version, Leia was all worried about Luke.
Okay.
And Han's like, this Luke Skywalker always gets in the way. And Return of the Jedi, it's like, what could be changed with that?
Right.
Well,
the ending.
They changed some musical numbers, which,
yeah.
You know what? I'm a fan of the originals.
All right. Well, we're not here to talk about that, though.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
Because we have a lot to chat about on this episode.
Okay, yeah. All right. So, the Star Wars Special Edition, 27 years ago today, January 31st, 1997.
Wow.
All right, now with that, let's get into Things We Want to Share.
Things we want to share. Things we want to share. Things we want to share.
Thanks to everyone who came out to Pasadena Comic-Con last weekend and picked up sets of Today in Star Wars History and Skywalking Through My Fandom. We sold so many sets in where we were so happy. And we met up with some Skywalkers who came by and talked with a lot of people who had their own fandom stories.
Oh, yeah. Stories to share. And we also made a new contact.
Yeah, they had a lot of autograph signings, and we made a new contact that if everything goes according to plan, that person will be on the show next week. So excited. So I don't want to I don't want to jinx it.
Right. Yeah.
But so excited. And once again, the show was just really exciting because even before the doors opened, some of the dealers came by and picked up a couple of sets.
Yeah, we want to thank all the people who came by. So thank you so much. We did, we were there at the Pasadena convention, so we did miss the Ahsoka Tano meetup at Disneyland that evening because we just wouldn't have been able to pack up and get down there on time to do that. But the next day, the actual Ahsoka Tano day, we were at Disneyland, and we were invited by our good friend Chad Pennycuff from My DVC Points podcast to join him in DCA's Moonlight Magic private event for the DVC members. That's Disney Vacation Club members. And so, yeah, it's a really cool event. You get to meet obscure characters. You get some free Mickey bars and free food around and some food vouchers and things.
Yeah, we went there mainly for the Mickey bars.
Right?
Mickey bars are good, but free Mickey bars are
Oh.
even better.
Even better. Yeah. And we got to visit and do some of a few of the Lunar New Year things, but we should probably go back because we didn't get to do everything Lunar New Year.
Yeah, it's hard to do 2 big events in one night.
Yeah.
So last night, we were really focused on the Moonlight Magic with Chad Pennycuff. And once again, he's the host of My DVC Points podcast. If you're a part of the DVC community, chances are you're already part of his show and have listened to his show. Gets a lot of great tips. But the highlight was seeing all these obscure characters, these meet and greet characters.
Yeah.
The first meet and greet character that we had seen was Chef Louis from The Little Mermaid. And I'm thinking, this guy from Ratatouille, he's a chef. And I didn't recall any kind of chef in Little Mermaid, but he was right in front of the Little Mermaid attraction at DCA.
That's right.
So that should have given me a huge hint.
Mm-hmm.
So he was fun to watch. There was Don Carnage from Tailspins. Now, I gotta be honest, most of these characters, we had to ask the cast member who was taking pictures, who are they? We don't know who they are. Tell me who they are. They would whisper, okay, that's Don Carnage. Okay, from what? Tailspins.
Tailspin.
Mm-hmm.
Tailspin.
Yes.
Yeah, don't do it like Lucasfilms. No,
Oh,
it's
no.
Tailspin.
Okay.
Yes, and that's
okay.
part of the Disney afternoon block that I was just a little too old for back in the 90s.
There were
Yeah.
characters from Atlantis.
Yes.
Which is a movie I've never
We've
seen.
never seen it. Both of us have never seen it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be on the priority list. That'll be way below everything else.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm in no hurry to see that. But there was a huge line for these characters.
Well, yeah, because it's rare characters.
Right.
Yeah, and so Richard, you're working on a reel right now,
Yes,
right? On our
yes.
Instagram.
So by the time this show goes out, look at our Instagram page, our Instagram account,
Yeah.
and you'll see a reel with all these rare characters.
Mm-hmm.
There was Roger Rabbit. He's out at these private events. He's always fun to see.
Yeah, he is.
King Louis was there.
King Louis. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's also from Tailspin version. So Baloo and King Louis from Tailspin traded out with the other character from Tailspin. And then we happened to run into some country bears, which was really interesting because that day, I believe, was the last day that the old country bears was open at Walt Disney World. So it was closing that day, and yet all of a sudden the country bears showed up at Disneyland.
Yeah, they were fun to see. You were dancing with them, and
Yeah, here I have. I believe I have some pictures of them.
okay.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there. Oh, wow. There.
Hold
yeah.
on.
Okay. Now their faces are molded in a way that it's kind of scary.
A little creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these two country bears traded out with the other two.
You would think they're
country bears.
like in mid blink or mid smile.
Yeah, really. Yeah, because it looks like almost one of them, the kind of tan-ish colored one, his one eye looks more blinky than the other eye. It's very odd.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And there were the other characters that was really I forgot about with these characters right here that we're showing. The hippo and the ostrich from Fantasia.
Yes. Ah, so fun. Now, the last time we had seen these characters, they were at Throwback Night, and the line for them was astronomically long. So we did not get pictures. And this is, the ostrich and the pink hippo. And so this time they were just at Carthay Circle on the little stage that the players play at, the Five and Dime. And so they were just doing like pirouettes and little ballet moves, and you could just walk up and pop in. The cast members were like, anyone who wants to walk up and do a little dance with them. It's like, okay. So we took pictures with these so cute characters. Amazing. By the way, here is Chad Pennycuff and Mark.
And our new friend Mark.
Yes. Yeah, we rode what was that? Lightning McQueen's ride at the
Radiator
very end of the night.
Springs.
Yes.
Radiator Racers?
Radiator Springs Racers.
Yes. Now go back to the hippo shot.
Okay, you got it.
Now, if you grew up in the 1970s, when you look at this hippo, you're thinking Henrietta Hippo from New Zoo Review, because she was a big pink hippo.
Oh.
So I thought, wait a minute, they're bringing in New Zoo Review characters at Disneyland? And then you said, no, it's from that trippy little sequence from Fantasia.
Yeah.
And then later on, there's Pluto and Goofy.
Oh,
yeah, there's
my
a picture
goodness.
of Sarah, but I took a moment to do the monkey walk.
Yep.
There we go.
Yay.
With the two of these.
With
two
Pluto
of these
and Goofy.
dogs.
Yeah. And then, of course, we rounded the corner, and there were Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, looking very cute. So luckily, we hit a lot of these characters while the World of Color show was going on, so we didn't have to wait too long in line for some of them.
Average wait, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If that. Country Bears, 15 seconds.
Yeah. It was so much fun. And also Lunar New Year is going on right now, and if you hit it just right, like at Magic Hour, it is beautiful out there. And some of the food, they have some special food at food booths. So Richard, you and I had to try some desserts.
Yeah.
Like this strawberry macaron at one of the booths. And that was really yummy.
It's very
sweet.
It's very sweet. It tastes like Frankenberry cereal.
Yeah.
To the nth degree.
And you really have to split it with someone. Like you can't eat that on your own.
You'll be sick.
And then
just because there's it's just very, very rich.
Yes. And then they had a mandarin orange mousse that looks like a mini mandarin orange on the plate. And we each had one. And I do suggest you do not split this because it's pretty small. And it is very refreshing and yummy. And like a perfect little, if you need a little sweet snack along the way. Very good.
All right, now I'm hungry again. All right, let's
I
move on.
I know.
So thank you once again to Chad Pennycuff of My DVC Points podcast for inviting us. All right, now, speaking of inviting, we had invited Skywalkers to send us in 10th anniversary messages.
Yes.
And Skywalkers did. And let's play a couple right now.
Okay.
One from Luella Loriola and then from Mark Ogushowitz.
Hi, Richard and Sarah. It's Luella, and I want to say happy anniversary for 10 years of skywalking through Neverland. I remember when I first found your podcast, I was looking for a podcast to listen to on my commute, saw the title, looked like Star Wars, looked like Disney, two things I love, and that's exactly what it was. I really enjoy your podcast, and I remember when I first met you at Run Disney, and you only added to the podcast. You were both so kind and nice and very talented with your great costumes, especially that BB-8. So congratulations on 10 years of this wonderful journey you're going through. I can't wait for 10 more and then some. So happy anniversary.
Hey, Richard and Sarah. This is your friend, Mark Ogushowitz, and I just wanted to reach out and congratulate you both on 10 years of hosting Skywalking Through Neverland. It's hard to believe that it's already been 10 years that we've been enjoying the podcast, and I still remember downloading that very first episode as if it were just yesterday. Keep up the good work. I'm proud of you both, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Luella and Mark. How thoughtful of you to send in your messages. We are so excited that this is our 10th year.
Going on 11th now.
Yeah.
So you can send in a 10th anniversary message or a pre-11th anniversary message.
Just send to share@skywalkingthrough-neverland.com.
Audio and or video.
Whatever you prefer.
Now with that, let's break down and review Classic Marvel Star Wars Comics issue 46, whatever the title may be.
Skywalking through classic Marvel. Skywalking through classic Marvel comics.
Now let's begin by saying at the end of each comic issue, Marvel will give the title of the next issue in the current issue as a preview.
Right.
Okay.
So you kind of know what to expect. You're like, ooh, next month I get to watch Lando something or
the title of the next comic.
Yeah.
Which, as we've noted, most times will change because I don't think they over at Marvel, they're thinking kids won't remember what title we gave them. Well, joke's on you, Marvel. Because us big kids, we do remember things like that, and we have a podcast.
And we document it.
So this is our version of Star Wars. We can
Wow.
voice our opinion right here, right now.
Quite an elaborate version of Star Words.
All right.
My goodness.
But now here, the title changes from the cover to the inside of the actual issue.
So what is the actual title?
All right, now hold on. The
Okay.
cover, go ahead and bring up the cover.
Okay, you got it.
The cover reads Dreadnaught Devourer, which is a fantastic title. I love that title.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that is the name of the issue, but nope. The actual name of the issue is The Dreams of Cody Sunn-Childe.
What?
So we call this episode of Skywalking Through Neverland Dreadnaught Devourer because it's a better title and that's what is on the issue.
Right. And
So you look at this issue and you think, okay, this is called Dreadnaught Devourer. Now, if it were called The Dreams of Cody Sunn-Childe, would that excite you?
No. That would turn me off.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay. However, moving on. Issue 45, Death Probe, which we did at Long Beach Comic-Con, it made it look like the name of this particular issue, 46, was going to be Search for Solo.
That sounds amazing.
It says, yeah, coming up next, The Search for Solo. Fantastic title to begin a new arm of Star Wars storytelling.
Right.
Because what was on everyone's mind after The Empire Strikes Back?
Where the heck is Han Solo?
Exactly.
And how are we going to get him back?
Right. All right, so Skywalkers, thanks for letting us get that off our chest. Now, the last issue, Death Probe, was a standalone and does not lead into this story.
Right.
All right, so now let's read the summary of The Dreams of Cody Sunn-Childe. That's kind of fun to say, though.
Stupid name. Okay, that's stupid. All right, here we go. Summary. While Lando Calrissian and Chewbacca are off to rescue Han Solo, the Millennium Falcon encounters problems with a warp engine while in hyperspace, which causes the ship to enter another dimension. They come upon a mysterious floating domed city and discover that this city is the psychic creation of Lando's long-lost hero, Cody Sunn-Childe. Years ago, Cody turned his back on his violent and savage past when he discovered his powerful mystical ability and so created this city of dreams to live with his friends in peace away from the Galactic Civil War. Well, Lando rejects Cody's views, claiming that there are times that violence is necessary to win a war, and what good is this power and hidden city when there are millions of people on the other side who are dying because of the Empire? Meanwhile, the Empire has located the city, and Cody has a life-altering decision to make.
Wow. All right, now, as we read through these classic Marvel Star Wars comics, I will share memories of reading these comics as a kid and get you caught up with these characters and situations that every Star Wars fan must know. Because as we've noted in the past, there are several connections to current films, TV shows, comics, and novels. And get this, in this issue here, The Dreams of Cody Sunn-Childe, we see a big connection to Rebels and Ahsoka, okay? And I am certain this was a big inspiration to Dave Filoni.
We just need to ask him.
Yes. We're gonna put it out there on Twitter or I don't know.
Next time we have
a Q&A.
A Q&A.
Oh, the Bad Batch press
Yeah.
junk is coming up. He might be there.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, you put it on social media, but I've got to know this. There's no way this didn't seep into the minds of the creative forces over there at Lucasfilm.
Wow.
Okay, I'm saying that right now. All right, and like we said before, everyone go and grab your copy of Funk and Wagnall's dictionary because you're gonna need it for this issue.
Or your phone. Grab your phone.
I still have my Funk and Wagnall somewhere.
I don't know what you're talking about. Was this a Boston thing?
No, this was a dictionary. Every kid had their thesaurus and their Funk and Wagnalls. Don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. But that's okay. That's okay because this is why this is fun. Because we are different generations.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike you, I did not see these comics as a kid. So right now I am reading these comics for the first time in the 21st century and sharing my response to them, as well as my artistic thoughts on these issues. Because, I mean, they are a product of their time.
Very much.
And of their publishing parameters as well. You know, they can only use a certain amount of colors and things like that.
And characters.
I just love comparing the different styles that the various artists bring to the series and just the different styles to comics now. I mean, it's night and day.
Now, like I've said in the past, I would always get these comics and look at the pictures. I wasn't a reader, so I didn't read them. I don't think I ever got through this issue.
Well, we're going to comment
until
on that
like
later.
Last week.
Yes. Well, so let's get into it then. Okay, so this is issue number 46, The Dreams of Cody Sunn-Childe.
And this was released on January 20th, 1981.
That's right.
So what does that mean? We are one issue away until Sarah was born. Now, Sarah was born between issues 47 and 48.
Okay.
So when we get to 48, the world had welcomed little Sarah Heitman.
Aww.
Now, this issue was written by Wally Lombego, a.k.a. J.M. DeMatteis.
Okay.
Now, there's an explanation to come later on as to why this writer has got two names. I'm sure you could put the pieces together right now. The artwork is by Carmine Infantino, Tom Palmer, and Glynis Wein. Cover art is by Ed Hannigan and Tom Palmer.
Yeah. Now, in this cover, we see a giant pink or purple Aladdin-type genie in outer space, and it's grabbing a Star Destroyer. It's like as big as or bigger than this Star Destroyer, and it's devouring it, which is why it says Dreadnaught Devourer on the cover. And then you see two other Star Destroyers above it in the background, and they're trying to blast away at it, but it has no effect. And meanwhile, the Millennium Falcon, well, is just shooting right out of there. It's like, whoa, I see this genie creature, and yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, but you know, they're saying, well, we're not a dreadnought, so he's not going to devour us.
No.
So we're safe. And then the narration on the cover reads, "A living nightmare stalks the universe. Empire and rebel forces alike, helpless prey of the Dreadnaught Devourer."
Wow.
All right. So Sarah, give us your initial thoughts on this issue.
Okay, on this cover.
On cover, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
the
yes.
cover. So we're looking at the cover right now on YouTube. Wow, it is trippy. And those of you watching live, let's plug this in. And those of you watching live, please give us your thoughts on this cover. Yeah, again, it's like this Aladdin type genie. So, all right, in a word, I feel like this cover is trippy. You have this giant purple monster in space. Has Star Wars gone back to the 1950s? You know, this almost seems like one of those 50s science fiction films with like giant ants or something, right? This is a giant genie dude. And
are you thinking like the Ed Wood or Roger Corman era?
I don't even know.
That'd be like both.
Yeah, I would say so. But I do think it's a very dynamic cover and has a clear focal point, which I appreciate. The monster is grabbing the Star Destroyer. The Falcon is fleeing as fast as its engines will allow. Now, Richard, we've been watching Lego Masters Australia, and I can see this being a really awesome Lego build.
Oh, how cool would that be?
Wouldn't that be amazing?
To recreate these Marvel covers in Lego.
Yes! Did you find a new passion? That would be so cool. Yes.
This has got to be something.
I know.
This has got to be something.
That would be
wow. Fun. I just got to chill.
Well, okay, so I'm excited. Now, the cover here, it really promises an interesting premise. And perhaps it seems like the rebels and Imperials must find a way to work together to defeat or escape this monster. That's what this cover is making me think.
Yeah, I see that.
Meredith is thinking, let's hug the Star Destroyer.
So maybe this title should have been Dreadnaught Hugger.
Yeah, I don't know. But Richard, so what do you think of this cover?
All right, I'm gonna come right out and say it. This cover turned me off as a kid. We never saw something like this Genie in Star Wars, so I thought Marvel really missed the mark. The creature did not fit in the Star Wars lived-in universe, And I just couldn't wrap my head around how this could ever fit in Star Wars. And even reading the comic, nothing was saying Star Wars, which is why I never finished it.
Okay.
Even now, my opinion hasn't changed. And if you notice, the Marvel artist made the Genie creature pinkish purple.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in the past, I've mentioned that pink was used a lot on packaging for kids' toys.
Right.
And the packaging, most notably, was used for Batman.
Yeah.
And wanting every Batman toy when I was a kid, I associated pink with Batman, and pink now with a lot of the creatures we'll see.
Okay.
And I don't know who to ask about this. Why they used pink in a lot of boys' toys?
Yeah, I don't know. So did you associate this creature then
With
toys, or
I associated it with Batman.
Okay.
And the packaging. And when little boys are offered something pink, they're like, "No, I don't want something pink."
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah, okay." I never had this opposed feeling toward the color pink.
Okay. So the Genie being pink did not turn you off to this comic.
No.
It was just the design.
It was the design. It was the size. It was the look.
Okay.
Nothing about it said Star Wars.
Okay, got it.
All right, now we put this cover out on our Skywalking Through Neverland Facebook group and the page, and told the Skywalkers, look at this cover art and go nuts. What do you think? So Rex Gordon, he says, I like the cover. At the time, I didn't like the giant wraith. It looked Star Trek-ish. And the cracks looked wrong on the Star Destroyer. It should be panels falling off. Hard to draw, I'm sure. It's made up of a bunch of panels.
Yeah.
So, okay, I see that. But now, I like the concept of a Star Destroyer versus monster. Colors are good and huge with volleyball planets.
I didn't even notice the planets before. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did think an interesting concept now.
Yeah.
A creature versus our Star Destroyer. Well, it's kind of like in Rebels, huh? The Purgles and the Star Destroyers.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
More Dave Filoni.
More connections.
I'm sure you go to over his house. He's got like this comic like in several different editions and printings and poster art everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I do like, so this comic did come out in 1981, which was well before Aladdin came out in 1992. However, now people are associating this cover with Genie. So Jeremy Stevenson says, almost looks like Genie. Jafar turned purple. Oh yeah, the Genie Jafar at the end turned purple. And Reynold Gobet also says, cool, first concept art of the Genie from Aladdin.
Everyone really tapped into that.
Yeah.
Matthew Irving says, fun stuff like this is exactly why I loved Solo so much. That whole adventure on Kessel and making the Kessel run through the maelstrom with the vacuum-breathing creature reminded me so much of these old Marvel comics.
Nice.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, Rhonda Grindle says, that looks intense. And Eric Unkenhout says, nothing says Star Wars like a giant purple people eater in space.
Corey Orton says, this artwork is now the reason I'll be tuning in. I gotta know what happens in that story.
Oh, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
We'll tell ya.
All right, let's round it out with Matt Schott, who says, I tried to make a pun about a flying purple people eater, but couldn't work it out in my head. Cool cover anyway. I always liked this one.
Wow.
So, everyone has got different opinions.
Yeah, maybe he liked the cover.
Yeah.
I don't know about the story. But let's get into the story, shall we?
Okay, yes. Now, the story starts with a Millennium Falcon speeding through hyperspace. Now, Sarah, go ahead and break down the splash page.
Okay, this splash page is beautiful. You have the Falcon dead center against a black starfield. So it's not purple, it's not pink, it's not blue, it's black. And you have streaks of movement surrounding the Falcon in a nice halo. They're kind of gray-white streaks. And the Falcon has touches of blue, and then it has its red engine working in hyperspace. So I feel like it's a beautiful splash page, but it is ruined by a huge title at the bottom of the page, which makes no sense whatsoever. And it says, The Dreams of Cody Sunn-Childe. All right, Whiplash. This has nothing to do with the cover and the cool purple monster we just saw.
No.
Cool purple genie. So I'm like, okay, immediately that title just turns me off. I don't know. And it's weird.
Well, I'm not crazy about the black and white of space. If it's going through hyperspace, it should be that bluish purple.
Okay.
That would really draw me into this. But right now, I'm looking at this going, lack of time, lack of color.
Well, I really like the symmetry of the page. How the
Yes.
Falcon is dead center.
Oh, I like that
going
too.
into that beam of light. I
You
guess.
know what? The back engine of the Falcon is all red, so maybe you're supposed to look at that, and that'll
Yes.
draw you right into the Falcon.
Yeah, and if you look closer at it, the Falcon itself has lots of blue highlights. So it really draws your eye on the page. And then the narration here says that Lando and Chewie's search for Han Solo and his captor Boba Fett goes on. Then suddenly a warp engine buckles and dies.
Oh no. Now, cut to the interior cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, and Lando reiterates that they are in big trouble, and he doesn't have the faintest idea of where they are. But then he says that the space outside is beautiful. Lando, pick a lane.
Mm-hmm.
Like heaven opening wide in welcome. Lando, be in the moment here. Then Lando says, although I don't know of any heaven that would readily admit a pair like us. Chewie's like, speak for yourself, Lando.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, it looks like the multicolored stripes outside of the Falcon are laser blasts.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay.
But they're going through another dimension, and they want to show that with these multicolored zebra gum stripes. But
Yeah.
there's like explosions in the back, so I thought someone's firing at the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, it does kind of look like that. I
Mhm.
don't know. Very odd. But however, I do really like the drawings on this page. Like the Chewbacca has a really nice likeness here. They're finally nailing his look in the artwork, which is hard to do with the limited colors they have. And Lando, I think, looks really great. He's very chiseled and handsome, especially in this middle panel here, where he's looking right at us, the viewer. And I really like the color scheme because Lando, he's known for his designer clothes. He's very into his capes and everything. And he is pictured in very rich jewel tones. So it makes his outfit look expensive. Deep red and blue, right?
That's a very nice cape.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right, now the Millennium Falcon flies through the sky of a color-soaked void, as the narration says. And in the distance, they see a domed city on a floating island.
Oh.
Lando isn't falling for it and says this could be some kind of elaborate trap constructed by Vader and the Black Hearts of the Empire. Now, I'm not going to try to do a Lando impersonation. I'm not going to do that. So he's thinking, okay, this is a setup. Don't get too drawn into this.
Yeah.
Because it could be the Black Hearts of the Empire. The narration cuts in and says, it could be, but what use are questions when your ship is plummeting rapidly through an all-too-alien sky? Nice.
Yeah, okay. So I see this random thing in space, and I immediately have thoughts of the Mortis arc from Clone Wars.
Oh, of course.
Which, that first episode of that arc begins with, let's see, you have Ahsoka.
I think they're in the Twilight, I believe, the ship.
Okay, so Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan with the clones, they're just in space somewhere when all of a sudden they detect this weird space that only Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan can detect.
Mhm.
So they go check it out, and all of a sudden they're on this crazy planet that wasn't there before on their scopes. So yeah, this is kind of like that, only here it's mentioned to be another dimension, which you can argue that Mortis is too.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
All right, now the Falcon skids or scooms, like it says right there in the narration. On the island surface, Lando and Chewie get out, and Chewie calls out for Groot.
I'm Groot.
I laughed out loud when I saw this. Chewie says, Groot. Oh my gosh.
Wow, there's a Marvel tie-in right there.
It's Groot.
He's looking around, he's seeing this forest, and of course he's like, wait, hold on here. Lando, I can get us out of this. Let me call my buddy Groot.
And where's Rocket? That's what I want to know.
Now, Lando and Chewie make their way through a dense jungle with slithering creatures and flying beasts. The narration says that they make an unlikely pair and calls Lando a con man and a soldier of fortune. Now, where do they get that that description? Where
Who,
do they
the
get
narrator?
where did the writers get that
Oh.
Lando is a soldier of fortune? I want to know this.
He's a gambler.
But he's not a soldier of fortune. Soldier of fortune, they're like on the front lines.
No. A soldier of fortune is gambling.
No, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No?
No, they're soldiers. Like they're the rough and tough soldiers.
Did you look this up?
Did you?
In your
There used to be a
dictionary,
magazine in my Funkin' Wagnalls.
Yes.
Yes, I did. And there also used to be a magazine all about the soldier of fortune. That's where you could buy stuff that is really on the black market.
So what is your definition of soldier of fortune?
A soldier who's on the front line, these G.I. Joe types, they're soldiers of fortune.
I don't think so. I don't think that's right. Soldier of fortune.
It is.
A soldier is an expression. It's not who they're not a soldier.
No,
like,
they're
specifically.
it's not an expression. That's what they are. They are a soldier. They're a soldier. That's
okay,
what,
Skywalkers, you got to help us figure this out.
Okay, so let's move on, okay?
Okay,
All
but
right?
I want
Before
the Skywalkers
I've got to ask
weigh in.
one of us to leave the room. Now,
I want to weigh in on this,
all
Skywalkers,
right, all right,
okay?
They'll weigh in, but let me move on here.
All right.
Now, as the two unlikely pair, as they trek through the jungle, Lando says, "You never know. We may just be able to scheme ourselves into a fortune, perhaps wrest a kingdom of our own out of this mess." Now, let's
That was hard to
review.
say because this is very weirdly written.
Yeah. It feels like Wally, Lombego, or J.M. DeMatteis, they hadn't seen The Empire Strikes Back just because they know Lando as just a con man.
Okay.
And that's all they're basing the character on. Because Lando's saying, hey, you know what? While we're here, let's take over and try to find a fortune.
Right. He's a gambler.
But that's not who Lando is. In a
Not
few
anymore.
pages, Lando, you can see his turn of character. Now, I see what's out there. I see the galaxy in trouble. I see people are enslaved, and he has a whole turn of character. Because he's been with Leia and the rebellion, so he sees the other side. So right now, they're just basing Lando on being a con man.
Okay.
Not on who he is at this point. And like I said, in another couple of pages, Lando will tell his new friend that he's turned a leaf in his way of thinking.
Got it.
Now, let's go on here to this other part here. J.M. DeMatteis writes that they can wrest a kingdom of their own. All right, now, who uses a word like wrest? W-R-E-S-T.
Yeah.
Why not just say forcibly take? Not wrest a kingdom, but forcibly take a kingdom, okay?
I don't, he must have had his Funkin' Wagnalls.
Or his thesaurus, Funkin' Wagnalls thesaurus.
Oh, there you go. Did they do thesauruses too?
Oh, yeah, they did.
Really?
Sure. Oh, Funkin' Wagnall, they had their pulse on the English language.
How have I never heard of this company?
I don't know.
Wow.
Now, Chewie sets Lando and Wally, the writer, straight and growls that rescuing Han is the priority.
Yes.
And,
let's get back to Han.
And Lando, it should be your priority too. Which this line about let's take over and try to find a fortune here, that just really bothered me.
That's okay. You know what? There's a lot of things that bother us about this comic.
Okay. Oh yeah, we just started.
Yeah, I know, right?
Now suddenly Chewbacca is attacked by a blood-eyed, fur-legged, fang vampire-esque creature. And the creature then turns and whacks Lando.
Yes, so he's attacking both Lando and Chewie at the same time. Now, this middle panel here, though, is super confusing to me because I see Chewie's feet on the left side, and I see two arms. One arm is like where his head should be, and the other arm is way back down by his feet. But where's his head and where's the rest of his body? Like, he's got an arms and legs, but like his whole torso seems to be gone. Like, what angle are we looking at this at? It's very odd.
Yeah, I think his head is hidden behind his torso.
Yeah.
And they thought, you know what? To draw Chewbacca's face is really complicated. If we can't get the coloring just right, so let's hide his head here.
It's very odd. Okay.
All right, now the narration reads that the two Star Warriors are beaten nearly unconscious in less time than it would take to swat a fly. So is that confirmation there are flies in Star Wars?
Like ducks?
Like ducks. We have ducks and we have flies.
Oh my gosh.
Then suddenly the creature is blasted by a hand beam from a shadowy figure. And the figure says that he will not allow the taking of a single life here in this realm.
What?
Wait a minute. Didn't you just blast this creature?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
later on
someone
we'll figure this
get
out.
your character straight here, okay?
But later on, doesn't he like suck the creature?
We won't, foreshadow just yet, but he did take the creature's life.
Yeah.
And he just said he's not in this realm. No one's going to be taking a life.
Right. Got it.
All right. Now he then tells Lando and Chewie that he may prove to be the greatest friend they will ever know.
Okay.
Now, when someone says that, that's a red flag.
Very much red flag. All right, so this new guy who has shown up, he's got long pointy ears. He's got big Mick Jagger lips.
So at any point now, he's gonna break out into I can't get no satisfaction.
He's got a big tight bodysuit. It's black and a huge red belt and a large yellow buckle on that belt. He's kind of got almost like a yellow diaper, really. On top with this red and yellow
They're briefs, okay, like the Batman briefs.
Yeah, okay. But he also wears a yellow cape as well. All right, so this is kind of reminding me, this whole sequence here, Mortis vibes of brother who always wants to fight and be very antagonistic, right? And then the father has to step in and kind of control his children.
So are you seeing him as the brother or the father?
I'm seeing him as the father.
Okay,
so like
good.
that first creature was like the brother, like a test, right? And then the father steps in. Nope, I'm in control. So that's some Mortis arc vibes, some more of that I see.
Oh, nice. Now in this next panel, we see that he has a long white braid that wasn't there before.
Oh, no. He's also a different color. He's like...
Yeah. He's like a brownish tan, yeah.
Yeah.
And now there are several people standing behind him.
Yes.
Who wasn't there they weren't there in the previous panel.
No, and they're all like blue.
Yeah.
Like they're almost ghosts or something.
Now he proves his good faith as he reaches out and pulls the vampire creature into himself.
Yes.
Now we don't actually see this. We just see his hand beam shooting at the creature, who then disappears.
Yeah.
It's a comic book. You can show these kinds of things. It's not like those 1970s television shows where you show a reaction, cut back to the creature's gone.
You know what this makes me think of is Supreme Strange from What If? Supreme Doctor Strange, how he became the Supreme Strange is he like sucked all these creatures into himself and became super crazy and had all the it was imbued with all the creatures like skills and things.
Okay.
That's what that reminded me of.
Well, this is that, but in reverse. And we'll go into that in just a little bit. Now, Lando, he recognized the figure as Cody Sunn-Childe, who he saw in action against the Imperials when he was a boy. When Lando was a boy, he saw Cody in action. And now Lando, he's just fanboying.
This is like Hawkeye and Kate
Bishop?
Kate Bishop seeing Hawkeye for the first time in real life after she saw him save New York. Yeah.
Now, Cody says that his name is the only thing linking him to that man of violence.
Oh.
And he says this as he grabs Lando's wrist, making Lando react with a pained facial expression. So far, Cody has killed the vampire creature and hurt Lando, but yet he says he's nonviolent. So whenever someone says they're nonviolent or they're a friend, run.
Yeah, that's a red flags, red flags.
Cody then leads Lando, Chewie, and the background people, the extras of this comic, back to his city.
Yeah, it's weird. They're in some panels, they're not in some panels. It's very confusing here. All right. So now we reach the city. Lando and Chewie are marveling at this beautiful city, and Cody tells them that they are in another dimension. When their warp engine exploded, it must have pierced the wall in between and brought them here.
Come on. Filoni, we're on to you.
Yeah. So this sounds like the world between worlds.
This is the pre-world between worlds.
Wow.
All right, now Cody then tells them that they can stay, but be forewarned, this is a peaceful place. Not by your actions there, Cody.
No.
Lando is still not buying it and asks Cody, what's your game? See, Lando's like us.
Yeah.
He's the voice of the reader because he knows, all right, something's going on here.
Well, Lando's a soldier of fortune, so
no, he's not. He is not stop it.
He's a soldier of fortune.
No,
which means
he's not.
Gambler. That's a gambler.
No,
that's not a soldier. Okay. All right. Well, they're walking through the city. This city is also giving me vibes of the Emerald City from Wizard of Oz. You have Oz there, and it's supposed to be this beautiful, wonderful place. But underneath, is it really all good? And is Oz really all great and powerful and wonderful? Like Cody Sunn-Childe, which is the stupidest name ever.
All right, now it looks like they're in a darkened chapel where a large man in a red robe sits on a hovering platform, and he answers Lando's question and says that they play no games here. In our city of dreams, sir, we hide behind neither sophistry nor chicanery.
Okay.
All right, so everyone got their funk and wagnalls out?
Please. I don't, so tell me what
that
this
sounded
means.
different in my head. All right. In other words, what he's saying is they don't hide behind deception or trickery to achieve a goal, a political, financial, or legal goal.
Okay. So sophistry means deception.
Yes.
For
yes.
political, financial, or legal
gain. And chicanery, that means to trick to achieve a goal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of like the Emperor, Palpatine.
Oh.
He was all up to chicanery.
Even though we don't know how it's really pronounced. Oh my goodness.
All right. Wally, you listening? You know what? Okay, we get it. You have a big vocabulary. We get it, okay?
Mm-hmm. Apparently we don't get it enough.
No.
Because there's more coming.
Mm-hmm. Now, meanwhile, Chewie has made a new friend in another Wookiee. Now, the way they're staring at each other, someone needs to remind Chewie that he's got Mala waiting for him back on Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
Now, the man in the red robe, he reveals his name is Ansible Beelyard. Ansible Beelyard.
Cody Sunn-Childe, Ansible Beelyard, chicanery, and sophistry. What the F?
Now, you know what? Let me go ahead and say right now that there is no Fatum fun fact for Cody Sunn-Childe or Ansible Beelyard.
So they don't return it.
Yeah, exactly, yes. Not going to say why.
Okay.
I'm sure you can figure it out at this point. So
wow.
Yeah, they don't make it into other Star Wars stories or guides. You know,
right.
the 35 editions of Lucasfilm's Guide to Star Wars?
I do. Not there.
Not these two. Now, Lando recognizes Ansible as the Holy Terror.
So he was part of the regular galaxy too.
Yes. So Lando, as a boy, he saw Cody and he saw Ansible wreaking havoc and savage, and if you have a name like the Holy Terror, oh, you did nothing good in your life.
No.
Yeah, you just left behind carnage everywhere you went.
Okay.
Now we cut into deep space where 6 Star Destroyers zoom through the spaceways of a backwater star sector. Apparently, this fleet is the silent, forgotten Imperial forces who still capably serve the Empire. Now, inside the Star Destroyer, we see Captain Plick. That should be a hoojib.
Yeah.
But it's not a hoojib. Captain Plick is a woman in an orange bodysuit in Captain Kirk's captain's chair. Look at that chair right there. That is Captain Kirk's captain chair.
It is, yes.
Now, unfortunately, there is no Fatum fun fact for Captain Plick.
Aww.
One and done. Now, Lieutenant Nizan, who also doesn't have a Fatum fun fact, I think other Star Wars writers we don't need to add these characters into our stories.
No,
We're good. Now, Captain Nizan, he looks over her shoulder and says, a small rent in the very dimensional fabric. What can it mean?
Rent. A small rent.
Now, just say an opening. It's a small opening in the very dimensional fabric. You don't need to say a small rent. Why, Sarah, why? Why is he using these words?
Because the writer wants to use big words.
Because he's got his funk and wagnalls.
Yes.
All right, okay, I'm sorry. Go on.
All right, so let's see. So we have Captain Plick, and she responds, "It will mean nothing until we have located the precise area of demarcation."
Okay, you know what? I'll let that one slide.
Yeah, she's the captain.
Yeah.
She should have a good vocabulary.
Yeah, a demarcation, that's a 5-cent word.
Okay.
Now, Nizan turns to the ship's controller and says, "You heard Captain Plick, dog." Stop. Did he just call that controller dog?
Okay, I have a debate on this.
Okay.
Because the way I read it, I was confused because I thought dog was part of the next phrase, which says, "Dog exactitudes is of prime importance." Dog exactitude. So I thought it was dog exactitude is of prime importance.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, why would he call someone dog? I'm not sure. But dog exactitude is of prime importance doesn't make any
No, not when
sense.
When you're talking to someone. That doesn't fit in your vocabulary. But check it out. He called the controller dog.
Is the controller a dog kind of creature?
No, he's a human. He's a
okay.
human. My head is spinning.
That's why I thought dog went with the next phrase, because I didn't think he would call someone a dog. So,
but unless Wally, the writer there, is way ahead of his time.
What do you mean?
Before all the rappers called everyone dog, before Arsenio
I
Hall
see.
called the audience dogs and the dog pound, he jumped on it.
I don't know.
He jumped on it.
That's very odd.
All right, now, Nizan sounds like he's had enough of being the silent, forgotten force and wants this rent in dimensional fabric to be something. So he's like, okay, I'm tired of being out here and being left alone. No one knows us, so this has got to be something so we can make a name for ourselves.
That's right.
Now, Plick feels the same way and thinks what lies beyond that rent will bring them glories of a lifetime.
There you go.
Now, back at Cody's domed city island, Cody shows Lando equipment that can tap into the Empire's transmissions. Now, it's these transmissions of death and destruction that remind Cody to forsake their past violent ways. Because he's hearing all this. Yeah, let's destroy this planet. Let's go to this planet and take all their resources and let's enslave this. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, now just listening to this really it really enforces our beliefs in being peaceful.
Right.
And this equipment's power source can't be traced since it runs on psychic energy.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. That's good thinking.
Yeah. So Lando then says he doesn't understand why a freedom fighter like Cody could turn his back on the revolution. And Lando adds,
every schoolboy had heard the legend of Cody Sunn-Childe, who led the war against tyranny before it was fashionable.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to move on from that one.
Yeah. Cody then tells him why he has left his dark past and given in to peace with the help of flashbacks. It all boiled down to the fact that he just loved the fighting, the killing. The war was just an excuse to indulge in violence. And those who just wanted peace disgusted him.
Okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking that backstory. He's had enough. And it's the Empire that's really turning him into a peaceful being.
Right. Okay. At this point, though, I just want to say, I would have checked out of this comic. I'd have been like, all right, we're just getting into the mind of this guy who I don't care about. Where is this search for Han Solo? I'm out.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? On the opposition of that, I like the way this is going now.
Okay. Let's move on then.
All right. Now, in these same flashbacks, he goes on by explaining that during a battle on a planet the Empire just took over, he was blasted and thrown through a crevasse, which sent him to the bowels of the planet and swallowed up by a mysterious flame. Does that sound familiar? I'm seeing some Anakin vibes here.
Oh.
Yeah, this is like Mustafar all over again.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And the
it
flames
gets swallowed
are
up by a
there.
mysterious flame. Oh yeah. Now the creatures below, known as the musts.
Just call them musts.
Musts. It's M'_USTS.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll call them musts.
Yeah.
They could not believe such a being could survive this and took him in as their heaven-sent master. He then developed a great power and learned how to wield it. From the musts, he learned simplicity and peace. Later, when he returned to the surface, he realized that he could not bring harm to anyone, or that would just unleash all the savagery that was in the darkest part of his soul.
Oh,
I
boy.
like that. I like that backstory.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, what were they smoking in the Marvel offices? That's
Now they could
so
have seen
silly.
or read some of the early Star Wars concepts where Vader is thrown into a lava pit. Thought, hey, you know what? The Marvel writers say, you know what? We're gonna use that.
Possibly. All right.
Then Cody dedicated himself to a quieter and personal revolution and found the flame god within and created a kingdom of dreams from his own mind. From there, he called all of his battle buddies, his battle brothers, to share this same dream of peace.
Okay, he created a kingdom of dreams from his mind. Who does that sound like? I mean, to me, it sounds like Wanda in WandaVision.
Oh.
So, from her grief, she created a whole world and gave life to Vision and her two boys from her own mind, her own power.
You see the legacy of this comic issue now?
I have serious doubts that this came from this comic.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right, now let's let all this soak in.
Oh boy.
As we pause for a commercial break.
We'll return after these messages.
All right, now this commercial break is brought to us by Hostess Twinkies with the Marvel Hostess crossover story, Spider-Man in the Rescue.
All right.
All right, so Sarah, you read the narration.
Okay.
And I'll be Spider-Man?
Okay, fine.
Okay, good.
All right.
But you get to be the bad guy.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay? And then we'll go in and out of the different characters that weave in and out of this very complex story.
Okay, here we go. Spider-Man swings into action and clocks a thug in the head. Another thug, who looks a lot like Kingpin, who we will call Thugpin, holds a child.
And Spider-Man says, Saturday night and I'm waltzing around with two guys? I can't be living right. Remember, this is 1981, okay?
Thugpin. Spider-Man has messed up our kidnapping caper. We gotta make a getaway. Thugpin raises the child over his head. You wanted the kid, Webhead? You got him. And the child is thrown at Spider-Man and knocks him down.
I want to go home right now, says the kid. And Spider-Man goes, oof.
That wall crawler will have to take care of the kid. Let's get out of here fast.
So Spider-Man says to the child, watch me as I take care of the bad guys.
Spider-Man holds a pack of Hostess Twinkies.
And the kid says, Hostess Twinkie cakes, my favorite! Golden sponge cake, creamed filling, delicious.
As the thugs race away, Spider-Man slings a web around their getaway car.
You guys won't be going anyplace. You'll be all tied up for quite a while.
Spider-Man, with the kid on his back, swings across the night.
Okay, cowboy, we're on our way home.
Kid.
Take the long way home, okay?
You get a big delight in every bite of Hostess Twinkies cakes.
Ooh. All right, now let's dissect this, okay? Let's take the next 35 minutes to really delve into the story.
Okay.
Now, this was the first crossover ad where it felt like they dropped the ball.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's nothing to this. And you're not supposed to really dissect these, but we are.
Okay, I thought it was very refreshing that Spider-Man did not use his Hostess Twinkies as a distraction for the bad guys. Instead, he gave it to a kid so that he could fight the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cute.
Distractions. It's all the same.
I thought it was adorable. You didn't like it?
They've been really fun and campy in the past.
Uh-huh.
And I guess this is campy.
This is very campy.
And just not fun.
Oh.
And this one we see Thugpin kidnapping, then throwing a child at Spider-Man.
Yeah, but Spider-Man's going to catch the kid. I had no fear for the kid.
Yeah, I did.
Also, the kid was in a comic and not real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've always thought that Disney Plus should make these crossover ads into shows, but they can pass on this one here.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah. And like we always ask, where does Spider-Man keep his Hostess snacks? He's got no pockets.
Yeah, that's a big question.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, so you know what? Opinions differ.
Yeah.
I thought they dropped the ball on this one.
I thought it was refreshing.
But you kind of liked it.
Yeah, I did.
All
the
right.
kid's happy.
And what did we learn from this? We all have different opinions that matter.
That's right. And we can argue and still be friends.
Let's move on.
All right, now back to the show.
All right, now, after hearing Cody's story, Lando is a little miffed that his old friend, who was once a symbol of hope for him, well, he used his power to create a fantasy land.
Ah!
So now he's getting him confused with Walt Disney.
Yep.
He then calls Cody a coward and smacks him. Cody pleads with him to stop, you don't know what you're doing. And suddenly, Cody's clothes start to rip, and he turns green, and he looks like Lou Ferrigno, and we hear the Incredible Hulk music.
What?
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
All right, so asterisk, he really doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't turn green.
No, but he's crying out like David Banner would in the Incredible Hulk series. Don't get me angry because you're not gonna like what's gonna happen.
Right.
Well, Cody's saying the same thing. All right.
Well, suddenly creatures crash through a window and attack Chewbacca.
Cody fights them off and reveals that his mind powers also created these creatures from the repressed horrors of his own soul. These represent his savage dark side.
Right, I get it.
All right, now, he makes these creatures disappear in a bright burst of light. However, by doing this, he draws them back into himself. So when you see them, then that's all the dark energy he's released out. But now when he's got to draw them back, well, it creates a dark inner soul for him.
Right. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so his soul is getting darker.
Yes.
The more of these creatures he
absorbs.
Exactly. Got it. And Skywalker's Academy is commenting, "What's in this comic? Only what you take with you, Cody," says Yoda. Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
All right, now Lando sees Chewbacca getting awfully chummy with these Pusillanimous. Yeah.
Pusillanimous dreamers.
Yes. He could have just said timid.
I didn't know what that meant. With these timid dreamers. So Chewbacca is getting awfully chummy with these timid dreamers.
Yes, because they're all in a city of peace. Why not just say that?
Yes.
Now, Chewie's getting awfully handsy with this other Wookiee here. And
yeah.
Once again, I think he's forgotten all about Mala and his son Lumpy.
This is very weird.
Now, as Lando puts his hand on Chewie's shoulder to get his attention, Chewie grabs Lando and hoists him off the ground and throws him back down. A golden translator droid chimes in and says, "Even Wookiees can dream." To which Lando says, "Droid, shut up." Yeah, droid, you don't know about Chewie's domestic situation, okay? So back off.
Yeah.
Now, Lando is confused since up to this point, Chewie has been all about let's save Han. Now he wants to chum around with this other Wookiee. And Lando says it's like a plague.
Yeah. All right, this is very weird, but I can see where this comic is going because Cody, he's bringing more and more bad guys into his soul, and I feel like this will eventually pump him up and make him into this purple genie like we see on the cover. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Okay.
All right, Lando goes on to say to Cody, "What good is all this when there are so many enslaved on the other side?" Okay, so we see Lando's his character is progressing more than just a con man.
Right.
Cody starts to get real mad and asks, "Who are you to judge me?" When Lando doesn't answer, Cody shouts, "Answer me, idiot!" Idiot. Idiot took me out of this comic until I remembered, wait a minute, 3PO calls R2-D2 an idiot in Attack of the Clones.
Have you no sense at all? Oh, idiot.
Okay. You didn't like idiot was too human?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was too much of something that we say here on Earth.
Okay.
Lando says, "That's what I like to hear, a little human rage." I wouldn't call Cody human.
No, not with those pointy ears.
And those, well, I guess he's got the big Mick Jagger lips, so could be half human.
No, it's not human.
No. Cody stands there looking very small, which is symbolized in his cape, which is now suddenly much shorter.
Oh,
Look at that
you're right.
that middle panel.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like this tiny little...
He's been dejected.
Baby cape.
Now we cut back to Imperial Captain Plick's fleet, and her 6 Star Destroyers are racing towards a bright pink rent with shafts of light piercing the darkened space.
Dun dun dun.
Now, Lando and Chewie get back to the Falcon, and Lando's surprised that it's been all fixed up.
Yeah.
Since he and Cody loathe each other. But you went ahead and fixed the Falcon. Now, Lando now feels clear in his decision to help the rebellion now that he sees how someone like Cody wants to stay out of the war, hidden in his dream world, refusing to help millions of those who need saving with all his power, all his psychic power.
Yeah.
Well, Lando's he's gotta fix that balance.
Okay.
And I love that about where they're going with Lando here.
Okay.
Which is why that initial description of Lando going, "Hey, you know what? I think we can steal a fortune from this society." That really irked me.
That Lando's a soldier of fortune, which means gambler?
No. All right. Now, the Star Destroyers have entered Cody's secret dimension. They see the city and wonder if it's a hidden rebel base or a civilization uncrushed by the Empire's heel.
I think this is my favorite page in the comic. They intercut between Lando and Cody's conversation and the Imperials revving up to enter their dimension. So it's a really cool, it like builds the tension here in this panel. I thought it was really nice. Went back and forth, back and forth.
All right, now, Lando and Cody, they're still going at it, and Lando says, "I wonder how long your truth would hold up if the war you ran away from came knocking on your front door."
And on cue, the Star Destroyers start firing on the city because they have entered that rent in space.
Timing is everything. Now, narration reads, "Their impact is enough to rock the graceful city of dreams and enough to rock the 2 Wookiees back to harsh reality." Chewie, you gotta thank the Empire for this, okay? Because they may have just saved you from adultery.
Oh.
Yeah, you can thank the Empire, Chewie.
They do look like they're about to kiss in that middle panel.
Yes, they do.
Whatever Wookiees do.
And
rub noses.
The narration reads, "Silent, tearful farewells are said
by Chewbacca and this other Wookiee."
And Chewbacca and his new friend, once again, who is not Mala, they part ways.
Tearful farewells after 5 minutes? Come on, Chewie. What?
You know what?
So weird.
Chewie's been away for a while.
I don't know. But
he sees another Wookiee. Where has he seen another Wookiee in how many years at this point?
I don't know, but Reynold is laughing out loud.
I guess in the timeline, he just saw Mala right in between Star Wars and Empire in the holiday special. So
that's right.
Chewie hasn't been that long. All right,
No.
Calm down. Chewie, take a cold shower. Now, before Lando boards the Falcon, he tells Cody that he must do something about the Imperials or his beloved city dies. And Cody replies, "My truth is not your truth." With that, the Millennium Falcon blasts away. Now, Cody watches the Falcon fly away and remembers what Lando said earlier about what good is all this power if millions are enslaved on the other side. And the Millennium Falcon soars through space and banks off a Star Destroyer. Look at that middle panel there.
Oh.
It's hitting the Star Destroyer and banks right off of it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Not sure why, but you
Yeah.
know what? It looks cool. It looks very, very cool.
Okay.
Now, Cody is confused. He wants to save Lando and Chewie as the Falcon is being chased and blasted by Star Destroyers, And he also wants to save his beloved city and keep living in his peaceful ways.
Right.
However, Cody conjures up a baleful horror that he has long repressed in his psyche.
Uh-oh.
Cody gives in and conjures up 3 hulking green, not pink, Dreadnaught Devourers.
What?
One of them grabs a Star Destroyer and crushes it.
Bam. And you get kind of the front of the comic, but with a green dude.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering why they didn't use the green.
I don't
green
know.
Dude.
Why not the pink? Here.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep it consistent, Marvel.
Yes.
Now, Lando is very proud that such anger has returned to his old friend, since that anger has brought forth these demons.
Which are helping him, I guess.
Okay, that tracks.
I guess, but I want the purple monster, the purple genie. Come on, purple genie. And I wanted Cody to turn into the genie, but Cody's still around.
That would be really cool. But, well, it is kind of part of Cody.
Yeah, but okay.
It's his inner darker demons. See? Symbolic.
Yeah.
Now, Captain Plick exclaims,
"By the Emperor's robe, what have we blundered into here?"
Okay, did you just read that right? Did you just say by the Emperor's robe?
By the Emperor's robe. Yes. Why is that funny?
Because it's by the Emperor's robe. What does that mean?
It should be Emperor's hand.
Oh, yeah, or by the Emperor's power. By all that is the Emperor.
By the Emperor's lightning.
Now,
or something.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think at this point. Oh, I guess we had seen the Emperor in The Empire Strikes Back,
Yes.
so she knew that we all know that he's got a robe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, as she says that as she watches her fleet just get demolished by the pink or green demons. Now, suddenly, Cody realizes what he's doing and must call back his Dreadnaught Devourers.
Now, I was confused by this too. So he suddenly had a conscience again?
Yeah, he suddenly realized, oh, what am I doing here? I can't let this go on.
Okay.
Because
it's changing him
like
too
you said
much.
earlier, once this gets out, it's harder to put the
demons back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in the bottle.
Got it.
Lando and Chewie weren't exactly in the clear when Cody starts to rein in his demons. And Lando is so angry that he threatens to go back down there to spit in his face. Wally, or DM, DeMatteis.
Yeah.
Have you not seen The Empire Strikes Back? Do you not know who Lando is?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So Reynold is saying maybe should have said by the Emperor's new clothes instead of by the Emperor's robe.
That is funny.
That's very cute. Or Corey Orton saying that she should have said by gods or by Merlin's beard. That would be funny.
Are you in the Sky Chat? Keep these coming. These are funny.
I love it. By the Emperor's new groove. You guys are funny. I love it.
All right. Now, do you think Lando, being as elegant as he is, would ever say, I'm going to spit in someone's face?
No.
He wouldn't. Even Lobot is like, okay, come on.
No.
I know Lobot. I know Lando, and he would never say that.
No.
Now, back in the Dream City, Cody says, my friends, long have I preached about shining examples. Today, I learned that unless tested by adversity, an example has no meaning. And he's saying this to all of his followers.
Yep.
Then he says, I must prove the dream of peace worth living by dying for it.
Okay.
Well, the followers, the Battle Brothers, are like, Lando?
Slow your roll there.
Lando, can you come back?
Can you step in?
You get room in the Falcon for a couple more?
Slow your roll, Cody.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Captain Plick is dead set on destroying the city, even though the strain of the energy needed to destroy the city will cripple the Star Destroyers, and no doubt the Millennium Falcon will destroy them. But think of the glory, even though no one will know this is happening because they're in a rent in space.
You're very short-sighted, Plick. No wonder the Emperor sent you out here to the Forgotten Sector.
Oh.
Just then, the dream world, the fantasy land, bavlooms and is destroyed by Captain Plick's destroyer.
Okay, now, is this clear? Did the destroyer destroy it? Or did Cody implode the city himself?
You know, that's a good question, and I went back and forth on this.
Because it could be either.
No. Okay, but hold on here. Okay, hold that thought.
Okay.
'Cause that will be answered in a couple seconds. But yeah, I thought the same thing.
Okay.
Now, Lando's very confused at this decision where Cody could have just stopped the Empire with his Dreadnaught Devourers, but instead he allowed his city to be destroyed with all of the battled brothers in it. Now, the Star Destroyers are going to be crippled by this.
Right.
All right?
Oh, right. Okay.
All right, now, give me a second. That'll all be explained.
Okay.
Now, Lando, he's still angry.
Okay.
He wants to make the Empire pay for what they've done to Cody and his city. The narration reads, some would call Chewbacca's language a farrago of indecipherable subguttural growls, yet one growl is eloquent enough to make Lando Calrissian understand.
A farrago.
Farrago is a confused mixture.
Ah.
So Chewbacca's language is a confused mixture of indecipherable subguttural growls.
Got it.
Now, a tearful Lando pieces all this together. Okay, now your questions will be answered.
Okay.
And Lando realizes that by letting the destroyers use the power from their hyperdrive to destroy the city by their own pernicious actions, the Imperials have become trapped in this dimension.
Oh.
All right, so you get it?
Yeah, okay. So Sunn-Childe somehow knew that if the Star Destroyers destroyed a city, that they would be stuck in this dimension and not able to harm
Yes.
the other dimension where the
Yes, because
people live.
the destroyers used all their energy, their hyperdrive energy,
Okay.
to destroy the city. So Captain Plick was like, we can destroy the city and get out of this dimension, out of this rent, or we can blast the city and I won't think about the exit strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, It was Captain Plick who destroyed the city. I thought that too, that Cody had used all of his power to destroy the city himself.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Should we
okay.
go into these pernicious
Knids. No, that's from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's all I thought of. But what does pernicious actually mean?
It means highly destructive. Another word for pernicious is also insidious.
Oh.
You can shorten that down to sidious.
Okay.
Look at this. I'm just saying.
So Lando says by their own pernicious actions, so by their own highly destructive actions,
Yes.
the Imperials have become trapped in this dimension.
All right. Now, Wally, you understand this is for kids, right? Okay.
No, I didn't.
No,
they didn't.
No one told him this.
No.
All right. Now, Lando could destroy the sitting ducks.
These Star Destroyers, okay.
But he'll just let them rot here peacefully. And he says, you might call it Sunn-Childe's revenge.
Okay.
Now, did you notice that they misspelled Sun and Sunn-Childe?
Uh-oh.
They spelled it S-U-N when it should be S-U-N-N.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's a couple of other misspellings.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, crevasse. I didn't want to say it earlier, but they misspelled that.
Okay.
All right, now, Captain Plick watches the Millennium Falcon, and she is miffed that they denied her of death.
Just look at this evil stare she's staring at the
Falcon.
Falcon.
One-note character.
Yep.
With raised eyebrows.
The Millennium Falcon then turns its direction to the rapidly closing dimensional doorway, or rent, and the search for Han Solo goes on.
And it ends with Finis. Not the end, but Finis.
I don't think this was written for kids.
No, it was not.
Kids would not know what Finis meant.
Now, you notice there is no tease for the next issue or a title.
No.
But the next issue is Droid World.
Okay.
That was something.
That was something.
Now, before we go on with our afterthoughts, I found this behind-the-scenes story on comicbookresources.com.
Okay. For this comic in particular?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Fabulous.
So J.M. DeMatteis originally had Lando accept Cody Sunn-Childe's pacifist views. But Lucasfilm overruled him and had Marvel Comics change the ending so that Lando declared Cody's views as wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. So DeMatteis strongly disagreed with this change and he had his name taken off the issue, choosing instead to go with the pseudonym Wally Lombego.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm siding with Lucasfilm on this.
Okay.
This shows a change in Lando's character, saying, hey, you got this power, get out there and help us save the galaxy. What do you think?
I think that's why this comic just feels very disjointed. Because it was just leading to an ending that isn't the ending. It's a different ending. So, I was so confused at those ending panels. Remember when we were talking about what's happening and who's destroyed the city and all of that? Like, that was very confusing. And I think they had to shoehorn a different ending in there because this ending was changed. I think it shows that it was changed. Altered, yeah.
Yeah.
It has altered the deal. Lucasfilm altered the deal.
Yes. All right, now let's get into our afterthoughts. All right, Skywalkers, how much time do you have?
Oh my gosh.
Now, this is a very dense story.
Yep.
I love the world between worlds connection. And once again, I've got to ask Dave Filoni about this. And I do wish Cody had survived. He's an interesting character with great inner turmoil. Those make the greatest characters, those with the inner turmoil. And I can see lots of stories where that could be used, especially up against Vader. He's going up against Vader. I don't want to unleash these demons and attack Vader and fight Vader, but yet he's going to attack me. Those would make great stories.
I could see that being interesting. Or like Vader could somehow harness the power of his demons himself.
Okay.
I think that would be...
I think Vader's got enough inner demons.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, like,
he could conjure.
He would be powerful enough to, like, instead of just fight off Cody's demons, he would, like, find a way to, like, immerse them into himself. Kind of like the 10 Rings, right? You know how Shang-Chi, his father had the 10 Rings, and then Shang-Chi, once he learned how to master them himself, he took them himself.
All right.
So that would be interesting. Okay. So, but that's speculation, pure speculation. As for this comic itself, I can safely say that this is the worst comic I have ever read. And had it not been for this show, I would have stopped reading once Sunn-Childe started talking about his trippy backstory, falling into that pit of fire. I was like, all right. I was not into it. I didn't like his design. And you know, for me, the design is a big deal. Like, I will not watch animated movies where the design is ugly. I can't get into it. It's he and that other guy, the Drake Destroyer dude, was just super ugly, and I did not like their designs. So, and it didn't seem to be about Star Wars. So next, that's how I kind of felt. Now, I did like the little seeds of Mortis that we got here, but that was pretty much gone within the first couple of pages that we got to the city. So, but I do like this backstory now that you found on how the ending was completely changed at the request of Lucasfilm. So now you can kind of see how it makes sense real world wise, how this comic just doesn't really make sense.
It changes its tone.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. Now, I do like a lot of the art on here, like Chewie and Lando. Their designs were fantastic, and the colors for them were great. And there's some very nice panels, not some overly beautiful ones that we've seen in some other comics, but there were some nicely designed features in this issue. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I just don't think that Marvel had fully told J.M. DeMatteis that this comic is for kids and maybe cut back on those 10-cent words.
Yeah.
I know as a kid, if I were reading that, I would have just given up just based on those words.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you're reading and you stumble on words, it trips up your mind and you lose that flow.
Oh, yeah, it takes you out of the story.
So you keep falling out of the story, yes.
Yes.
I think this comic has the same vibe as Riders in the Void.
Mm-hmm.
That one-shot comic that was wedged in right before the Empire Strikes Back adaptation, where Luke and Leia were on that ship that was alive.
Yes.
It had a very un-Star Wars feel, but at the very end, it was like, oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, this is not as good as Riders in the Void.
No.
But there were parts that I really liked.
Okay. Joey, look at some of our Skywalkers are responding.
Oh,
here.
yeah. Okay. In the Sky Chat, who do we have?
Corey Orton is saying that this comic needed pink demons. Yes, Corey. Where were the pink demons?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. And Skywalker's Academy says, Marvel, get it in gear.
And a little purple demon. Purple. Yeah, that's funny.
All right. Now, like you said, there's a lot of good panels in this issue.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite panel?
All right. So my favorite panel. Are you ready for this, Richard? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
My favorite panel was the last panel. You want to know why? Because it means the comic is over.
And it looks like the Millennium Falcon is racing toward a heart.
It does. The Millennium Falcon, this is a Valentine's Day panel. The Millennium Falcon is racing toward this pink streaks and a heart right in the middle.
In the fabric, in the dimensional fabric, and the Falcon's got to get through that, very much like Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
He grabs the hat.
Yes.
Oh, look at Captain Plick. She's giving you an evil
eye.
eye.
Yes, she is. But yeah, so I like that panel because mostly it's the end.
Oh.
But it's the Falcon.
Oh, man.
I know, yeah.
Oh, hard slam.
Harsh. All right, what about you?
I'm going to go with page 32.
Okay.
Page 17.
Page 17.
Page 17. When we see these 6 Star Destroyers racing down to Cody's dimension.
Yeah.
I just love seeing, it's a side view, and you see all these Star Destroyers racing down. It's kind of like when you saw Star Wars and you would see the Y-Wings all darting through the frame, and they're all darting down. It just says such speed. And this all has the pink streams coming out of the back.
Yeah, so know they're going fast.
Yes, the pink fast streams.
It does look really cool.
Yeah, up against the black and white background of the shafts of dark light.
Yeah, very nice.
All right, now let's get into the favorite line of dialogue or bit of narration.
Okay. All right, so mine comes from page 17 as well, and it's a panel that's a little further down, and this is where Plick is saying, "We've either stumbled upon a secret rebel base or a pocket of civilization uncrushed by the Empire's heel. They must be made to fear us. Attack!" I thought that was fun.
Okay, all right. Now, mine
Yes.
is when Captain Plick says, "By the Emperor's robe, what have we blundered into here?" That should be on a t-shirt. By the Emperor's robe.
As our Skywalkers, now there's all sorts of things we could have said besides the Emperor's robe. By the Emperor's new clothes. By the Emperor's new groove. By Merlin's beard. That's so cute.
All right, now, this could take a while.
Uh-huh.
What is your favorite, most non-Star Wars moment in this issue?
My favorite, most non-Star Wars moment is when Chewie arrives on this dimension and says, "Groot?"
It's a non-Star Wars moment, but it is a Marvel moment.
It's a Marvel moment.
It's a Marvel crossover.
I thought that was so funny. You heard me laughing in the other room.
Oh, I did. But that could have been
this.
laughing at anything in this issue.
I know, but oh my God, that was hilarious. Okay, so what about you?
All right, for me, it's what I've been harping on this whole time, as Lando and Chewie trek through the jungle, and Lando says, "You never know, we might just be able to scheme ourselves into a fortune, perhaps wrest a kingdom of our own out of this mess." Lando would never say that. He would never. Even Billy D. Williams would go, "No, I'm not going to say that. For so many reasons, I'm not going to say that."
That's so bad. Oh my gosh.
All right, now let's get into Star Words.
Okay.
And this is the part of the issue where fans could write in and tell the Marvel artists and writers what they think.
Mm-hmm.
This is pre-internet.
That's right.
All right, now this one comes from Edward Beaudry, and he writes, "To everyone at the Marvelous Bullpen, I'd like to say that I've come up with a problem that I've solved myself. With Empire leaving off in such a puzzling way, I seriously thought you might discontinue the Star Wars series. The Star Wars saga will continue. In a larger sense, it can never end, because imagination has no end." Once
Wait
again.
a minute. Wait, that's his response?
That's his. Yes. So he's come up with a problem that he solves himself.
And he solves it by saying that Star Wars will continue because it can never end because imagination has no end. Is this supposed to be a profound truth?
It's from a 7-year-old. Yes.
Is he 7?
I don't know, but it sounds like
a kid. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, Edward Beaudry, if you want to reach out and ask him what he meant, he lived at 1011 North 103rd Street, North Battleford, Saskatchewan, Canada. Hey,
wow.
Reynolds is in the Sky Chat. Reynolds, do you know this guy? Reynolds from Canada. His name is Edward Beaudry.
Oh my God. All right. Well, Marvel responded. We're grateful for your faith in us, Edward. Thanks for writing. Okay.
I guess the problem he solved is that, like you said, the Star Wars series will continue because imagination has no end.
Well, I'm glad he's here to tell us these things.
He created a problem and then he filled the void.
Okay.
All right. Now, since this is a standalone issue, we'll cover the second Star Wars annual in the next classic Marvel Star Wars comic. This one is from 1982, and it all centers around Han Solo.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, so there's 3 Star Wars annuals. We covered one a couple of years ago.
Got it.
And this one, I think the writers are like, we want to write for Han Solo again. Hey, let's do another annual.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we'll put Han Solo with a scantily clad woman and a chapel of floating monks.
Wow.
But you can't wait, can you?
Oh, boy.
This is Ashley Eckstein, the voice of Ahsoka Tano and founder of Her Universe. And I am challenging you to wish upon a star and make your dreams come true. And I am skywalking through Neverland.
Now that wraps up episode 449 of Skywalking Through Neverland. We want to thank Wally Lombego or J.M. DeMatteis for writing such a brilliant issue of classic Marvel Star Wars comics. And we want to thank all you Skywalkers for watching our live YouTube and commenting in the Sky Chat. And once again, please, everyone, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're just a few away from reaching our goal. So please, please, please.
Yes. Wow. All right. So, Skywalkers, are you interested in our books? Well, autographed copies of Today in Star Wars History, Parts 1 and 2, and Skywalking Through My Fandom, the interactive notebook, are available now from skywalkingthrough.neverland.com/book, or wherever we may appear or end up. Like whenever we do a panel at a convention, we will have our books with us as well. So we would love for you to see us there and say hi. Also, Star Wars Splash Page is writing a comment. Thank you. That was great fun to watch and listen to. Oh, good. I hope you guys had more fun watching and listening to this than reading the comic itself. Reading, it makes it fun to go and analyze.
Well, sometimes the reviews are it's like watching those YouTube breakdown videos.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's more fun to review and break it down
and watch
than it is to actually
watch the actual show or movie or read the comic.
Yeah, like I can't read a comic without thinking, okay, how are we going to talk about this and break it down? You know, like it's no fun unless we do that.
Now, do you want to support Skywalking Through Neverland? Well, consider supporting us through the Skywalking Force, which is our Patreon. And the Skywalking Force has access to bonus content in the form of our Zoom discussions, which we will pick up in a couple of weeks with the Bad Batch.
That's right. All right, and you also get a coupon code to use for our books as well. And that bonus content begins at only $5 a month. So you can head to skywalkingforce.com, have a look at the options available, and thank you so much to those of you who are already part of the Skywalking Force.
Now, we want to thank our sponsor once again, Small World Vacations, for their support. Thinking of a trip to a Disney park? Well, you can fill out a Get a Quote form at smallworldvacations.com today. Their vacation planning service is free of charge. So check it out and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Now we are part, Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Now we are part of the Skywalking Network. Where you can also find other great shows like Talking Apes,
The Max Effects Podcast,
The Neverland Clubhouse,
Totally Tell Me Everything,
Star Warsologies,
and the YouTube shows Collectopolis and Today in Star Wars History.
You can find us on social media. We have some fun reels coming from Moonlight Magic Evening at DCA. And you can check that out at Skywalking Pod for Twitter and Instagram. We also have our Facebook group. And you can also email us. Email us some 10-year anniversary messages to share at skywalkingthroughneverland.com.
And
always remember, if you see a rent in space, go far away.
And then pick up your Funkin' Wagnalls.
And
Neverland on Alderaan. And if you do, pick up your Funkin' Wagnalls.
And if it's Finis!
Finis!
Ah, nice.
Hey, look at those names to the left. They are part of the Skywalking Force, our Patreon.
Become a producer yourself and check out all the Disney Plus themed bonus content available depending on the level you subscribe.
Become a member of the elite Skywalking Force at skywalkingforce.com.